So right here we have the Nintendo Switch. It is one of my favorite systems right now. And with a Nintendo console, most of the time there's a lot of games. And with the Nintendo Switch, it's no different. There is so many games for this platform. I've made many top 10s before in the past, but this is one I've been avoiding because this one was genuinely hard to figure out what is my top 10 favorite games for this system. There's so many good games out there. And I tried to make this list more first party than third party because if you're buying the system, you're going to be looking at first party the most. So I will like to say that there is only 2 third party games, and if you're more interested in third party, I have a whole separate top 10 third party games you should buy it for the Nintendo Switch. So coming straight in number 10, we have Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. This might be a little bit of a weird pick. If you guys don't know me, one of the first games I ever played in my entire life was Ultimate Alliance on the PlayStation 2. I was a big fan of that series. It's what got me to be such a big Marvel fan that I am today. When Ultimate Alliance 2 was a thing, I got super excited, bought that, super pumped with that game. I was just so excited to play these games. I always wanted an Ultimate Alliance 3, but I thought it would never happen just because, well, it's been years since we've had a sequel to this game. There's no way any company out there would be interested in making a Ultimate Alliance game. And here we are with Ultimate Alliance 3 exclusively on the Nintendo Switch, which is absolutely crazy that Nintendo paid for the exclusivity of this game. But this game's roster is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best out of any Marvel game I've played. It has the X-Men. It has the Fantastic Four. It has a bunch of the Spider-Man characters. It has the Marvel Knights. It has over 40 playable characters. And it's insane. The story is an interesting story. The voice acting is... it's an interesting voice acting in that game, I'll be completely honest. But this game plays like the original Ultimate Alliance. It has so much content, and I haven't even touched the DLC. This game is very special to me because of the history I have with the series and the fact that it's on a Nintendo platform, exclusively on a Nintendo platform. Absolutely mind blows me. Coming in number 9 is Ring Fit Adventure. Now, this might be a little bit of a weird pick, and while I don't play this game enough like I should be in this generation that I'm living, this game is an absolutely amazing original idea from Nintendo. Anytime I pick this up when I stream or when I'm not streaming playing this game, I have so much fun. It's very challenging, especially with some of the workout ethics that you're supposed to do in this game. But when you lose in this game, you actually lose, because you have to start all the way back over in that entire level. There's no checkpoints. You have to do all the workout stuff you were doing. And especially since we're in a global pandemic, this game is kind of perfect right now because a lot of people aren't comfortable with the gym, and obviously the gym is 100% the better way to go. This is still a nice option to have. Not saying it's gonna work, but it's still a nice option to keep you at least moving, active, running, doing. Like, this game has some interesting, very interesting exercises that you can do. Like, it's insane that the Nintendo Switch hardware can do the amount of stuff that this game has. Coming in number 8 is Doom 2016. Now, I know a lot of people might think that's weird to put in a Nintendo Switch top 10 list, but for me it is not. I've never played a Doom game before. I got this during Christmas of 2017. I put this into my Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, and I was completely blown away what this type of game was, what you could do in this game, the amount of things coming at you in this game, the fact that this was running on the Nintendo Switch. This game did kind of scare me at some points in terms of making me feel uncomfortable in certain scenes, but this game was super fun. And I'm still currently playing Doom Eternal on the Nintendo Switch, but Doom 2016 for me is always going to be the superior version of the 2 Doom games. I have so many memories with this on the Switch, and it might be weird to be throwing this in with the top 10 best Switch games in my opinion, but it is what it is. I really like this game, and it's one of the games I've had with the most hours on my Nintendo Switch. Had a lot of fun with Doom. It is still a very pricey game. I actually found out the physical copy of this game is actually worth a lot now, which is pretty interesting. But Doom at number 8 just makes so much sense for me, with just everything, all the cards on the table. Okay, we're going into number 7. This is going to be a very controversial pick. Please don't hate me, just let me finish. Coming in number 7 is ARMS. Alright, hear me out, hear me out. I already hear the tomatoes being thrown at me right now. But ARMS came out at such a perfect time for the Nintendo Switch, in my opinion. Some people call it a global test demo for the Nintendo Switch to test out the hardware and stuff. I feel this game is so original, has so much potential to thrive in future games. I have so much fun when I bring this game on friends, like with multiplayer. When you play this game with friends, multiplayer, not online, just with when you're in the world with friends, this game is so fun to have. The amount of reactions the whole crowd has with this game, when you're fighting and you're like making an epic comeback somehow with a certain item that happens in the ARMS game. This game is very interesting. It's very fun with friends. The single player department definitely could use some work, but the amount of memories I have with this game in terms of the multiplayer makes it so well enough to be in my top 10 list just for that let alone. Although I see a lot of people hate this game before playing the fully updated version. They hate on day 1 version of ARMS. I would like to see those people that hate on ARMS play the current version of ARMS with all the new updates they've made via free DLC. Alright, do I still have you after that very controversial pick? I'm definitely interested to see what the comments are going to say. Now, I might have another one that's going to make you mad. Coming in number 6 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I always say, if you're a owner of a Nintendo Switch console, you need to own at least one of the 4 games. Those games are Animal Crossing, Mario Odyssey, Smash Bros, and Breath of the Wild. So you would think that would be my top 4 Nintendo Switch games. It isn't. And I feel that I don't have this game at a low rank in my top 10 list. Now, a lot of people will say, didn't you play a lot of hours? Yes, I put over 30 hours into Animal Crossing. I played this game a lot during when the COVID-19 thing just started all around the world. And this game was perfect for that. When it just happened, you were able to play this with a global pandemic. It was perfect. But I don't have the same love that I do with Animal Crossing now that we're all starting to get back to normal. It's still a fun game, I'm not denying that. And I still do have a lot of fun with the game. I still love it, I still have a lot of time on it. But I'm not as addicted or still playing it as much as I played it when it came out last year on the Nintendo Switch. It's still a great game, I absolutely love it. I'm still playing it. But I'm just saying, in terms of how things are, I'm playing this much less than I was playing it last year. The times have changed. Coming in, number 5 is Splatoon 2. This is easily one of the best, most addicting Nintendo Switch games out there when you first buy this game, first playing it. It is so incredible. The online multiplayer is so fun, and I wish I played it a lot more. A lot of my friends hate this game. And when I play it by myself, I feel very lonely. And so, I just don't play this game enough. When it first came out, I played this game so much. Splatoon 1 on the Wii U is one of my favorite Wii U games, and Splatoon 2 definitely delivers as one of my best Nintendo Switch games out there, 100%. Now, I will say, if you're buying this game for single-player stuff, me personally, I don't feel like the single-player content is that fun. The whole story mode they have in there. A lot of people might have fun with it. Me personally, it just feels like the main side of this game, this is the main point of the game, is the online multiplayer. It seems like there's just so much focused on that they didn't really care about the story mode and making great levels in the Splatoon story mode. Nonetheless, though, it's still a great game. I still had fun with both modes of the game. But online multiplayer, this is pretty much an online multiplayer game. If you're buying it, make sure you're buying it for that and not just the single player story mode. Coming in, number 4 is Super Mario Odyssey. Now, a lot of people have the wrong impression on me with this game. A lot of people think I hate this game. A lot of people think I really dislike this game. And that's simply not true. The reason why people think I hate this is because I always say that people have Super Mario Odyssey way too high in their list of Mario games. I feel like this game is extremely overrated. I'm seeing people call this the best 3D Mario game. And I don't think that game deserves that treatment. Now, that doesn't mean this game isn't good. I think this game is still really good. The amount of things you can do in this game is really awesome with the inclusion of Cappy. The fact you can play as pretty much every Mario enemy with Cappy, it makes some original ideas with how to get certain items in the game. It is a very fun game. Graphically looks one of the best Nintendo Switch games out there. And I can't wait for the next Mario game because of this game. I hope the Odyssey team that did this game will work on the next Odyssey if there is another Odyssey. Whatever the next 3D Mario game is, I hope the same team works on it. I think it was a great direction in the Mario games. And I think this game is very, very fun, very, very great, and very deserving to be on my top 10 list. Coming in, number 3 is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, you should have been expecting to see this game on my top 10. I mean, I'm literally MonadoMax. What are you expecting? Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games of all time. So the fact that this got brought onto the Switch with HD visuals, better looking models, you know I was already very pumped for that. Because let's be honest, if you look at Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii or 3DS, the game looks very rough. Especially with some of the models, you can make a lot of jokes with how the character models are in that game. This game's story is one of the best stories ever told, in my opinion, in a video game. This game has so many fun things about this. This is a 50+ hour game right here, and it, story-wise, is one of the greatest things ever. Gameplay-wise, it's nothing great, but it's still very fun. The game is very fun. It's very hard. It's very amazing. It has such an amazing story. Everything about this game is great, in my opinion. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, what about Xenoblade Chronicles 2? I think that game is amazing too. Me and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 have a rocky relationship. I really disliked the game before. Now I really like it. But for me, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 takes the cherry on the top. This, for me, is the best Xenoblade game to get for the Nintendo Switch. I feel like the story, the character development, the music, everything about this game right here is better than Xenoblade 2. I will say that this game's definitely not for everyone. If you're watching this video and haven't played a game like this probably isn't the greatest game to start with playing games with JRPGs. This is probably not the greatest games to start with, if I'm being honest, because it can be really difficult. It could just be a lot at once for you. Alright, we're here in the final 2 games. Coming in number 2 is Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game is absolutely amazing. I had the opportunity to finally beat this game last year. This is the very first Nintendo Switch game I bought. It was probably many people's first Nintendo Switch game they bought when they were picking up the Nintendo Switch. Anytime you pick this game up, you find something brand new that you had no idea was in the game. Shout out to Beach Pizza Gaming. I was watching his stream of him trying to play the game, and I literally didn't know that Wolf Link can be in the game if you scan the amiibo. There's so many original things with this game that people are still haven't found everything out of the game. Like, there was just an article like 2 months ago where they found out a new feature that no one realized was in the game. This game has a very, very interesting story if you get all the memories, and this game is just perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but the game graphically looks amazing. The game's mechanics are amazing, and the story is interesting with everything that I'm not spoiling anything, but you get the memories, you play everything I played. It's just an interesting game. This game is a great game to play if you're having a lot on your mind and you just need to empty your mind. I pull this game out when I need to empty my mind. And this game is very special to me because not many games out there can do that for you, in my opinion, which is empty your mind. Alright, so pretty much I'm sure everyone expected this to be number one. If you didn't think this was number one, well, prepare to be surprised. Coming in number one is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't have this as their number one pick. I know a lot of people have Breath of the Wild as their number one pick. But for me, Smash Bros. Takes the cake. This whole series has a very personal connection with me because of a lot of things that have happened with me in my life that one day I will explain on the channel. And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is truly the ultimate Smash Bros. Game. The fact that I have an HD Nintendo Switch Super Smash Bros. Game on the go that I can take with me is absolutely insane. It has every character, a lot of stages. This game is the ultimate version of Super Smash Bros. It's also the game that I've played the most on my Nintendo Switch. I have almost 500 hours into Super Smash Bros. It's the only game on my Switch that I have over 100 hours on. Most of my games are 50 plus hours if I really like it. So the fact that this game has that much playtime means I really like it. This game's very fun at parties. This game's single player content. In terms of like the whole spirits mode, I didn't like that if I'm being honest. It's not my favorite Smash Bros. Game, and we'll get into that one day why. But this game is still amazing on the Nintendo Switch. I absolutely love this game. Well, guys, that is my top 10 list. I know there's probably a lot of very, very weird picks that no one was expecting. And again, this is my list. Please don't hate me for my opinion. I would love to know what your top 10 games are in the comments down below. I try not to put many third-party games in here. Try to make it more focused on first-party games. And if you are looking for a third-party, I have a whole dedicated video towards that. Top 10 third-party games you should buy. Well, guys, I've been talking for way too much. Please let me know what you think of my list in the comments down below. Make sure to like the video. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord server, and don't forget to / that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.